I know I do not like you if I cannot fucking stand corny shit. Like, if I'm into you, you can say dad jokes, you can say cheesy shit, you can be corny as fuck, and I am gonna be eating it up. I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, he's so like quirky. Like, he's so funny. He is like, the banter, right? That's how I know. When I don't like you, it like pains me. It literally brings me anxiety having to sit through your fucking corny ass jokes. And the thing is I'm like not nice about it. I'm not. I need you to know that it annoys the fuck out of me. And yeah, I'm just like, did you think that was gonna work? But then again, it works for the right one. So it's like, you're not even doing anything wrong. I just don't like you.
This TikToker has provided the clearest ever metric for female interest, the corny joke test. If she likes you, you're quirky, and your corny shit is banter. If she doesn't like you, your joke literally gives her anxiety, and she can't be nice about it, making sure you know that it annoys the fuck out of me. She concludes with the self-absolving punchline, "You're not even doing anything wrong. I just don't like you." The common sense here is beautiful in its brutality. She is openly admitting that the man's behavior is irrelevant. Her internal feeling is the only measure of acceptability. She doesn't filter out bad jokes. She filters out bad men by using their jokes as a humiliation tool. The punchline, she's weaponizing emotional validation. She is holding men hostage to her fickle attraction, rewarding the chosen one with manufactured adoration and punishing the non-chosen with deliberate social cruelty. The logical fallout is obvious. Men learn to stop being vulnerable. Why would a man risk a gentle dad joke, a small personal piece of his personality, only to have it met with deliberate, passive-aggressive disgust? The entitlement isn't the dislike. It's the conscious decision to be not nice about it. She is testing men, not for their character, but for their ability to tolerate disrespect under the guise of honesty. This is a classic double standard. She demands emotional safety and kindness, yet freely dispenses anxiety and annoyance when the emotional vibe isn't instantly perfect. The truth is, dating is about building attraction, not punishing those who fail the initial vibe check. Men aren't doing anything wrong, but she is.
People would understand is it doesn't matter how much I love myself or how much confidence I have. It doesn't change the way that things are. It doesn't change reality in the moment right now where we are. You know, when I date as a 30+ fat woman, I have to take certain things into account. I know the way that men talk. I know that fat women are considered slump busters. I've heard them described as that. I've heard fat women described as easy. I've heard guys say things like, I'm getting so desperate, I'm going to F a fat chick. I've also heard men say that women over 30 are desperate over and over and over again. It's not a one-off thing. You can search the internet and find meme after meme after meme saying the same thing that I've just described to you. And still, you will have men come back to you and say, like, that's not true. It is. I know that that's men's perception. It's an incorrect perception. I have to take that into account when I approach dating and know that some of these men that are dating me are just looking at me as someone who can end their dry spell. And this causes me to be a lot more reserved as it comes to physical intimacy than maybe I would like, you know? And I can always tell that men are so shocked that I won't just jump into bed with them. Like, how dare you, as a fat 30+ woman, reject me? And I hope it makes them feel bad. Them.
This woman speaks about the painful reality of dating as a 30+ size woman, correctly citing the cruel memes and language, slump busters, desperate. But instead of using this knowledge to define her self-worth, she uses it to define her dating strategy. She becomes a lot more reserved as it comes to physical intimacy, believing that men are shocked by her refusal because they only view her as an easy object to end a dry spell. The clarity check here is critical. She is allowing the internet's worst opinions to dictate her dating behavior, thus creating the very dynamic she fears. She is operating under the assumption that all men men who approach her are low-quality manipulators, the slump buster. So she deploys extreme reserve as a defensive tactic. The punchline? When a genuine man who might be attracted to her size and personality is met with suspicion and an intense sexual blockade, he's not shocked because she's fat. He's shocked because she's hostile, untrusting, and using sex as a political weapon. Her closing thought, "I hope it makes them feel bad," is the admission. This isn't protection. It's preemptive revenge. She's not trying to screen for quality. She's trying to punish men for the collective trauma inflicted by internet memes. That by adopting the victim narrative, she guarantees that only the desperate, low-quality men will stick around, as they are the only ones willing to navigate the intense, emotionally charged defensive walls she's erected. You cannot reject vulnerability and then complain about a lack of intimacy. The men are shocked by the high-maintenance emotional hoops, not the lack of immediate sex. You're using the slump buster meme as an excuse to avoid the hard work of building trust with a high-quality man.
This is crazy. It's been a rough month for me, and I got COVID. Somebody help me. I'm so tired of being an independent woman sometimes. Sometimes, like, I just want to be taken care of. You know, my whole life, I've just been so independent.
I don't want to be independent. This independent life is just
I'm tired. I'm so tired.
I am tired. I'm gonna do 9 to 5 and I'm still broke.
You are going to be alone. You're not going to have a family. Like, I don't want to wake up at, 60 by myself.
These two clips, taken together, form the crisis of the 30-something CEO of her own life. The speakers are dramatically throwing up their hands, declaring the independent life is horrible, and confessing, "I'm so tired of being an independent woman sometimes," concluding with the desperate fear of waking up alone at 60. Is that independence was celebrated as a victory in their 20s and is now being lamented as a burden in their 30s. They proudly built a life that required zero compromise, celebrated their self-sufficiency, and now they're complaining that their fortress is lonely. They don't want to be taken care of. They want to maintain their financial autonomy while offloading emotional and logistical labor onto a man. They want the convenience of a partner without giving up the veto power of single life. The logical error is framing independence as an externally imposed burden rather than a self-chosen achievement. The fear of 60 alone isn't about the absence of a family. It's the realization that the time they thought they had to be selective, guarded, and demanding is running out. People telling them they'll be alone at 60 are simply providing feedback on the long-term consequences of their current emotional strategy. The truth is, independence is the price you pay for absolute freedom. You can't spend a decade saying, "I don't need a man to do anything," and then complain that you are the only one getting cold. If you're tired of being independent, you must make yourself dependent on a partner's collaboration, which means giving up control and allowing him to support you, not just take care of you. That requires vulnerability, the one thing they've spent a decade avoiding. This is the self-sabotage cycle. Women demand absolute emotional safety and freedom from male critique, yet feel entitled to judge, filter, and punish men based on fleeting feelings and rigid external criteria. The double standard is the demand for a low-friction, high-commitment man who can tolerate disrespect and political warfare while simultaneously rescuing her from the very independence she fought for.